All right, let's talk about something that might sound, well, a little counterintuitive. When we think about high performance, we usually think of being tough, relentless, maybe even a little hard on ourselves. But what if the real secret to resilience, to motivation, isn't a louder inner critic, but a smarter inner ally? Today, we're going to look at self-compassion not as some soft, fuzzy skill, but as a seriously powerful strategic tool for getting back in the game faster and stronger than ever.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's Monday morning, maybe 9:30, you're feeling good, you're ready to crush the week, and then you open one email. You get one piece of critical feedback, and boom, that cold, sinking feeling in your stomach hits. And just like that, the entire trajectory of your day feels like it's been knocked completely off its axis.
And in that moment, right there, the rest of your day, maybe even your whole week, it all hinges on one single thing: the conversation that's about to start inside your own head. Are you going to spiral down, or are you going to find a way to pivot? Let's make this real. Meet Kasha. She gets an email. She lost a potential client. Now, on path 1, her inner critic grabs the microphone. See? I knew it. I'm not good enough. She's totally paralyzed by shame, and the rest of her day is basically a write-off. But what if she takes path 2? Her inner ally steps in. She acknowledges the feeling, oof, this hurts, but then she immediately reframes it. This happens. It's part of the game. Instead of spiraling, she takes a breath, thinks about what she can learn, and moves on to the next task. Same person, same bad news, but a wildly different outcome.
And that right there, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. Self-criticism, it promises to make you tougher, but what it actually does is freeze you. It shuts you down with shame. Self-compassion, on the other hand, which might sound soft, is actually what gives you agility. It's a practical way to regulate your emotions so you can get back in motion instead of just getting stuck.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking right now. Hold on. If I'm kind to myself after I mess up, won't I just lose my edge? Won't I get lazy and complacent? This is without a doubt the biggest myth out there, and it's the #1 reason high achievers push back against this whole idea.
So let's try an analogy. Imagine you have 2 personal trainers. The first one just screams at you, "You're pathetic, you'll never get in shape." Now, maybe that gives you a little jolt for a second, but pretty soon you're gonna start dreading the gym because it's a place where you feel shame. Now, trainer number 2 watches you and says, "Okay, that last set was a little weak. No problem. Let's figure out what went wrong, maybe lighten the weight and focus on perfect form." Which one of those trainers is gonna build long-term endurance? It's the second one, every time. That's not being soft, it's being precise and supportive, and it's way, way more effective.
So this all comes down to a really crucial distinction. We have to learn to stop adding suffering to our pain. Look, the pain is the setback. Losing the client, getting the bad feedback, that's unavoidable, it's part of life. The suffering, that's the story we tell ourselves afterward. I'm a failure, this always happens to me, I'm an idiot. That whole narrative, that is optional. So how do we actually do this? Well, it boils down to a super simple 3-part toolkit. No meditation cushion required, I promise. First is mindfulness. Just naming what you're actually feeling. Second, common humanity. Reminding yourself that this is a shared human experience. You're not alone in this. And third, self-kindness. Asking yourself what a good friend would say to you right now. Now here's how these pieces work together to shift you from panic mode to performance mode. It's actually a pretty cool sequence. Mindfulness pulls you out of that emotional storm and grounds you in reality. Okay, this is shame, it feels like a 7 out of 10. Then, common humanity pops that lonely bubble of isolation, that feeling that something is uniquely wrong with you. And finally, self-kindness stops the self-attack and redirects all that energy towards something constructive. You end up wasting way less energy beating yourself up, which means you have more energy to actually solve the problem.
All right, so that's the theory. But how do you make this work in the real world, when you're in the thick of it and feeling awful? Let's walk through 2 incredibly simple, practical rituals you can literally start using today.
First up is the 3-minute letter to a friend. It's exactly what it sounds like. Take 3 minutes. Imagine a close friend is going through the exact same thing you are. Write them a short note. Acknowledge that what they're feeling is tough, validate that it's totally normal to struggle, and then suggest one small helpful next step. And then, here's the key. Read that letter back to yourself. The change in perspective can be incredibly powerful.
Let me tell you about Isa, a teacher. After a really rough class, she would just spiral for hours, beating herself up. She started doing this exercise. Now, it didn't magically fix her students, But what it did, in her words, was it stopped her from warring with herself. And that gave her the energy and the clarity to show up as a better, wiser teacher the next day.
And what if you don't have 3 minutes? Well, you've got 60 seconds. This is the kindness pause. First, just stop. Whatever you're doing, just pause. Now, place a hand on your chest or on your cheeks. This simple physical touch actually sends a signal of safety to your nervous system. It helps calm that fight or flight response. Then, take 3 slow breaths. Make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. And in that quiet space, just gently ask yourself, this is hard. What will help me return to myself? The goal here isn't to give up, it's to collect yourself so you can move forward from a place of clarity instead of threat.
A programmer named Tomek used to get totally burned out after every tough sprint review. He started using this 60-second pause, and his takeaway? Wow, this is one of the best summaries of this whole concept I've ever heard. He said, I'm not doing less, I'm doing it faster and with less energy loss. I mean, come on, that's the definition of high performance.
So you see, this really comes down to these small but crucial shifts in your internal language. Look at the difference here. I have to get it together just creates pressure and resistance, but I want to do one thing that helps. That creates forward motion. I failed again is this huge sweeping judgment, but I failed at this specific part turns it into a solvable problem. It's about shifting from draining your energy with blame to channeling it toward a solution.
And I really want to hammer this point home. This is not about toxic positivity. It's not about pretending everything is great when it isn't. This isn't positive thinking. It is useful thinking. It's about being pragmatic, being realistic, and focusing your mental energy on what will actually move you forward.
So let's circle all the way back to the beginning. Remember Kasia, the one who got that disappointing email on a Monday morning? Let's fast forward 1 month and see how she's doing.
Now check this out. You might expect the story to be about flawless victory from here on out, but life isn't like that. She actually faced more setbacks. She lost another client. But here's the game changer. Because she wasn't wasting days paralyzed by self-criticism, she had the energy and the focus to go out and win 3 new clients. Her net result was positive, not because she eliminated failure, but because she nearly eliminated the time and energy she wasted beating herself up about it. As she put it, I stopped revolving around my own shame and started revolving around the work. This brings us to a whole new model for what it means to be tough. It's about being relentlessly hard on the problem, analyze it, strategize, take precise action, and at the exact same time, be gentle and supportive with yourself, because you're the person who has to do all that hard work.
And that really is the bottom line. Your self-kindness isn't the opposite of getting results. It's not the enemy of ambition or high performance. It's the fuel. It's what allows you to persevere, to get back up again and again, and to keep going for the long haul without burning out.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. In your quest for your biggest goals, through all the challenges that you're going to face, what would change if your greatest, most reliable ally was you? Because when that shift happens, you don't just achieve more. You do it with more resilience, more energy, and probably a little more joy along the way.
Don't let this insight fade away. To help you remember, I've designed a specific visual anchor for this episode. Grab the infographic from the link below and put it where you can see it. And if you want the full operating system for your mind, get the Happy Hacking book on Amazon. Join the movement by subscribing, and I'll see you next week with another hack. Now, click here to keep upgrading your brain.